A lot of provider men hate their wives.
I think by now, yeah, when it comes to marriage, men should just marry themselves. Because what do you mean that a man that provides, because yes, they say they are supposed to provide and protect, yeah? So now, if you're actually doing the provision, you're actually providing for your wife or for your family, you automatically hate your wife. Because this video that I'm about to share with you all, this guy is saying that a lot of provider men, a lot of men that the one carrying the bills 100 in the house, when they have wives that are child wives, they hate their wives. Let me read the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
I only personally know 2 married men in marriages where they earn less than the wife. Both those women are downright cruel to them, but still, it's just 2. Maybe most are happy. They are not. In most situations that I know as well, where the woman makes more than the man, except for, I think, 2. I know a lot of married people, so except for 2 of them, the rest of them, the women are treacherous. And I'm going to tell you exactly why, and you're going to understand those women. Whoa, you didn't expect this one. If you've ever worked at a place that's like blue collar, where all the guys like provider guys, they drive nice big trucks, this, that, and the third, you will realize that a lot of them fucking hate their wives. A lot of provider men hate their wives. Okay? At home, ladies, I know y'all like, no, not mine. Well, some of them take marriage very seriously, especially the ones who are like deeply like in religion and all that. A lot of them take it very seriously. Like, a lot of them fucking hate y'all. And the men know it. The men know, though. Boy, if you're, ladies, if you're a housewife and your man working 50, 60 hours a week, he probably fucking hates you. Why am I bringing that up? Well, men have been conditioned to patronize women. We have. Like, they're provider men who pay all the bills. He pay the rent, the mortgage, whatever. His woman get mad at him, and he'll sleep on the couch. I'm in the doghouse tonight, y'all. Boy, yeah, y'all try to hop on the game. I'm in the doghouse. She got me sleeping on the couch. Like, now let's think about that. Can you fucking imagine you're a man who don't pay no bills, your woman provide for you, you get mad at her and she gotta sleep on her couch? That shit would never fucking happen. Because women have not been conditioned to patronize men. Men will hold that shit in. The fact that like he goes to work all fucking day. Y'all act like he's just paying bills. No, he's sacrificing his time, effort, money, energy, years off the end of his life just to give you that motherfucking Lululemon, that goddamn tin can Stanley cup y'all carry around, and that motherfucking SUV, and to put you in that motherfucking house. But you don't get the acting right. Trust me, in the back of his head, he pissed off. He know you mad at him, so you not answering the phone, but he also know he pay that motherfucking phone bill. So if there's anybody you answering, it better be fucking him. Men think these things in the back of our heads. A lot of us just never verbalize them unless they're around the homies, or a lot of guys just never do. Now, some guys who, don't get me wrong, I pay the bills up in this bitch. Who the fuck you talking to, girl? I know some of y'all done went through that, but a lot of men don't. Here's the thing. Women aren't conditioned to patronize men like men are conditioned to patronize women. So I promise you, if you've ever been a woman who earned more money and paid more bills than that man, or paid all the bills, and you felt that shit rise up on you like he not acting right and you paying all the motherfucking bills, like, nigga, I make all the money and I do. Don't ever get with a man that pay all the bills for you, because that's exactly how he feel when you don't act right. Think about it. You done put a man on the couch before where he paid the bills, baby. He's patronizing you. He letting you have that. If the situation was flipped and you paid all the bills and he got mad at you, you ain't sleeping on no fucking couch. That's crazy.
If you're supposed to be providing for your family and you're doing exactly the thing you're supposed to do, and it's making you angry. Why is it making you angry? You're supposed to be providing for your family. You're supposed to be, because when you see these men talk about things on podcasts, but like, we're supposed to provide and protect. Da, 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 da. Okay, now you have ability to provide for your partner, but you're angry that you're the only one doing the provision. You're angry that she's spending all your money. You're angry that when you come back from work, she's not doing anything, especially the ones that don't have children. As you're angry at that, and it makes you so angry. I still have few reactions from men talking about how being a provider makes them hate their wives. I probably brought just men in this video so that you will hear what these men are talking about when it comes to wives providing, love, commitment. you all need to listen to these videos. Let me watch the video. Let me play the video for you all to watch, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Place that's like blue collar, where all the guys like provider guys, they drive nice big trucks, this, that, and the third. You will realize that a lot of them fucking hate their wives. A lot of provider men hate their wives.
Let me tell you another reason why these men hate their wives. Imagine you go to work for 10 to 12 hours a day, doing back-breaking work in construction, etc. And you come home to find out your wife that has no kids is at home not doing shit else but spending your money, your hard-earned money. You're making close to 6 figures from all that overtime, working 60 hours a week, and you come home to find out your wife is giving you chores after spending your money all day. I'd hate her too, bro. You don't even have kids of your own, but yet you have a big old baby at home spending all your money on Lululemon and Stanley cups, and then when you get home after your 12-hour shift, instead of getting a nice hot meal and some haute toi, she tells you, hey, come do some chores. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. And this is why the provider man stuff doesn't work when you don't have kids, because you're not building up to anything. You're basically subsidizing her life because she doesn't want to work, and you're the provider man. You're the sucker. You're working so she could live instead of having her work and you guys could build something together. So you'll never really save any money for anything better or anything. You're just it's a black hole just throwing your money into it. Here, take my money, bro. That's basically what you're doing. And that's why I personally won't ever do it. No provider man shit for me unless I have kids. So, hey, that's just me though. But y'all be safe out here. Some of you guys, your husbands hate you. And hopefully you do better.
Working at Target taught me, unless I'm like a super millionaire, bro, which I will be, I would not be like one of them hardcore provider dude. Cause every one of them I seen was absolutely miserable. Bro, I would literally be like a therapist up in there as a cashier. Like a dude come in with his family on like a Sunday. He want to be watching football on his one off day, but he get dragged out with them. Wife rocking Lululemons and Golden Goose sneaker. They drive a Range Rover or Escalade. The wife and kids would go to get Starbucks, and every single time these dudes would complain to me about how much they hate their life, about how all they do is work all the time, their wife spend all their money, and how they basically got no freedom. Sometimes the combos would go deeper too, and they'd be like, bro, we live in check to check, we can barely even afford it. Meanwhile, his girl spending like $800, $1,000 at Target, bro, and finna go to Somerset Mall right after that. Bro, who would want that, bro? Now imagine if both of them worked, they would be able to afford that stuff easily. They could leave their kids with generational wealth. You know the average black person passed down $0 in generational wealth. And we over here crying about, you know, who go pay bills, all this, all that. So your kids could either have generational wealth, had a way easier life, start off way ahead. But now they not. They go start off behind the curve because you wanted to be super provider, super dad, and your girl spending your kids' future college money at Lululemon. And you keep having to reverse mortgage your house so she can afford a Range Rover because she don't want to work. Now your kids don't have a paid off house they can sit. And you in tons of debt. You never gonna be able to retire, bro.
This one, if you've ever worked at a place that's like blue collar, where all the guys like provider guys, they drive nice big trucks, this, that, and the third, you will realize that a lot of them fucking hate their wives. A lot of provider men hate their wives.
He raises a lot of good points, but I'll tell you why I believe that the whole trad wife and, you know, being the provider most of the time and sometimes is not going to lead to long-term success. Typically, from the experiences that I've seen with the people who have that lifestyle, is typically you're having a trade-off. Like, for example, somebody who's providing a woman with a very lavish lifestyle and she doesn't really provide much back to him. Typically, a lot of the times, it's somebody who is getting a girl who's a much higher in terms of looks, and then he's doing this trade-off where I provide you with a lot of money and you are much better looking than me. The reason why I think a lot of these provider relationships are honestly very risky for the woman is because they look a lot of fun on social media and all this stuff for like 2, 3, maybe even 5, 6 years. You start to realize that the reality is most marriages do not work out and most relationships do not work out. And I know it sounds pessimistic to say, but you're kind of setting yourself up to be taken advantage of if you are completely reliant on another person. Because in his example, he talks about how men who are typically the providers actually secretly hate their wives. Because what I think typically happens is when you know you are the one that's doing majority of the work, you're like, well, I'm providing for the house, I pay for the car, I pay for the Wi-Fi, I pay for the phone bill. But, I guess like she is good with the kids. And if you have any argument, it starts to become this like thing where you think really deeply about where, I shouldn't be getting disrespected like this. This is ridiculous. I'm paying for all this stuff. And like this hidden thing of resentment starts to build up. And now this woman who has not been working for, let's say, 7 to 10 years, has no work history, has been essentially reliant on this husband forever. Now, if he decides that he wants to cheat on you, speak to you disrespectfully, you're kind of stuck. You don't know what to do because you're like, I can't leave him. He pays for everything. I haven't worked in the last 5-6 years. I'm probably not going to be getting any jobs that pay more than 20 an hour. And like I said, 99% of the times I see guys who have this provider lifestyle, it's not guys who are like multimillionaires. It's guys who do like pretty well, like high 6 figures. And then they'll like trade this like relationship because the girl that they're with is typically above their level of attractiveness. And they're having this trade off. So then if this girl starts to, get less physically attractive, the guy's like, well, you know what? She's not holding up her end of the bargain. And there's a lot of women that want this spot. And then what happens? My advice here is not to sit there and say that there's not plenty of guys who are more than willing to be providers. But what I am saying is it's very risky in today's day and age. As a guy, if you're making an above average amount of money, even me, I have the ability to support, let's say, my wife and a metaphorical child. I would honestly kind of judge my wife a little bit if she just told me she did not want to work, when she knows that if she worked, even if she made $60,000 a year, that would help us, buy a house an extra 3 years quicker. That would help us, be able to go on more vacations. That would be able to help us, essentially expedite our life by 7 or 8 years, just by you having a pretty average job. So next time you see a couple or a guy or girl who is bragging about, having that provider lifestyle for a little bit, go check on how they're doing in 7 to 8 years, because I think it just is something that looks cool on Instagram. But hey.
As I said, at this point, I just feel like these men should just marry themselves. At this point, yeah, they should just marry themselves, because what the heck? What the heck? So now, you're providing makes you hate your wives, and you don't want to provide, or you don't want to provide, or you want to provide. You want to provide for your wife if she has children, because you want to see her also work. If you had one of the guys that made a video, it was saying, I will provide for her if I know that she has a child for me, or she has children, so that it doesn't make sense when I go to work from morning till night and come back and she's just at home doing nothing, and she spends all my money, she's ordering Lululemon, It pisses you off. But knowing that when you come back home, she also have her own labor to do, she's cooking and cleaning, she's taking care of children, she's exhausted, makes you happy. See, at this point, I just feel like nobody should even get married again. Because what is this? See, when it comes to men that provide, I feel like men that owes 100% financial responsibility in their home, and you as a woman, you don't have your own money, because they're two different things. The man is paying 100%, providing 100. You as a woman, you also have your own money, which you're sorting your own bills yourself, right? That is different. But if the man is one paying 100% of the bills and you don't have your money, you're doing child wife, you're just staying at home, taking care of children, or girl wife kind of thing. Men like that, they easily, abuse you financially. Because they know that if they don't give you this money, you cannot breathe. They know that they can use that money to insult you. They will use that money to insult you, insult your family, insult anybody that you're close to, because they are very rich and you have nothing. Especially the ones that know that you came from a poor background, that it's just him that is the rich person that you know, the only rich person that you know, and he knows you are weighing you from head to toe, and he knows that you don't have shishi, and nobody in your family is coming to save you. He's going to abuse you financially 100. That's when you see those kind of men going out to cheat with their full chest. There are different kind of cheating. You're cheating and you're hiding. You're sneaking to cheat, and you're cheating with your full chest. I'm not coming home today because I'm my girlfriend. Like, and you see them getting angry unnecessarily, telling you that you're wasteful, something that they just kind of abuse you financially, and that makes women, I think, is so emotionally draining, very emotionally. I personally always pity women that their husband financially abuse them, because it is painful. When you see those kind of women, you see that they don't have any money. In fact, the man makes sure that he doesn't give her anything and put up a fight with her till he's ready. He knows that she's going to suffer with the children. He enjoys watching her suffer when she doesn't have money. It's not like he doesn't have the money to give her. He will not just give her because he does not want to give her, right? So when a man is 100% bearing the bills in the house, knowing that you don't have money, makes him very proud to, do anyhow he wants to see. But then, my own is that, why will you hate your wife because you're doing what you're supposed to do? It's just like women coming out to say, I hate my husband because I am cooking for him, or I'm cleaning, or if he's providing, right? So why should I hate you cooking and you're eating my food? I'm not going to hate you now. It's my wifely duty, right? Unless you don't appreciate it, or unless you're doing something else, right? But then, why will you hate your wife because you're providing for her? So now, these men or these males, they are trying to say that you shouldn't be with a man that will provide for you 100. You also do something so that the relationship will be healthy. My own is, they should not even be married at all, self, because what is the point, right? What is the point of you hating your wife because you're putting a smile on her face? Your wife is at home, the kind of, and most of the time, these men that are 100% providing, they are the ones that always tell their wives not to work. And because you're a humble woman, you're a virtuous woman, proverb something, they call it proverb 31, I've been 19 women, right? So you a Christian, lovely, godly woman, you sit at home and you obey your man without working, and now they are angry with the fact that they are providing for you and you are doing nothing. Why are you angry? Why are you angry that I'm spending your money? Why won't I spend your money? What is your take on men that hate their wives because they are providing 100? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. Respectfully, let's have conversation about this let's have conversation about this topic down in the comment section. Respectfully, I thank you all so much for tuning in today's video. It's your girl Maria David, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and please turn on the post notification bell to get notified as soon as I upload another interesting video. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.